This is Theo Goodman from dgenbet.com, and today we're going to talk about parlays. They're also called accumulators. And actually, accumulator is a more descriptive word for what these are, but let's just call them parlays. Everybody knows them. Everybody's heard about them. Everyone has heard crazy stories of people winning massive amounts of money, only risking small amounts of money, and they are rich. The truth about parlays is that you're either going to get rich or wrecked on them. And let's take a look at what is really going on in a parlay, and then you can make up your own mind if you want to keep making these type of bets, if they're good bets for you to make or not. That's totally up to you. I'm not going to say that you can't make money with betting parlays. I have seen people hit big parlays, so that's fine. If that's their strategy, then by all means do it. But I just want us to look at these and have some critical thinking about parlays in general and what's going on with them. So right now I've got one, and it's just an example. Now, of course, I've used it as an example and I haven't taken it, and now it'll probably hit even though I didn't take it. But anyway, let's just get into it. Some games tomorrow. I've made an 8-team parlay, risking $100 to win over $17,000. I mean, that sounds great, right? Who doesn't want to risk 100 to win 17,000? I mean, it sounds excellent on paper. Okay, so let's check it out. Now, on this one, I've done all with the exact same odds, minus 110, 1.90, or 1.909. And, you know, it's pretty straight up bets. Basketball on the spread for tomorrow, Sweet 16. And that's it. I just put them all together into a parlay, and bam, 8 teams, 100, win 17,000. So how does that work? Where does that number 17,000 come from? No problem. Just come over here. So if we break it down, let's just say, for example, this was the first bet over here. And yeah, we're going to risk 100 to win 90, roughly, or 91 almost. Okay, and then we take all of that. We take the risk and the winning amount. So now we've got 190 and 91 cents. Risk that on the next one, Michigan -1. If we were to win that, then we would win 173.55. Then we take those two sums together and risk it again, 364.46 to win 331.33, and so on and so forth. And the next step would be to add the risk here to the win here, and then take that and then go on the next bet, and so on and so on. And if I were to hit all 8, then I would win. And of course, if you get one wrong, you lose. And why do you lose? Well, that's because every single time you are risking the winnings and the risk. Those two together came over here. Here we went all in. We won. Then we took both of these, added them together, and we went all in again. So every time we're going all in. And that's why if you lose one of these, then you lose the whole thing, because every time you're going all in. Of course, if you go all in and you lose, then you lose your bet. So we would have lost our original capital, $100, even if we won 7 out of 8, because at the 7th bet, we would have gone all in with the winnings and the start capital of 100 that we started with, and we would have lost. Of course, we win all 8, and that's great that we won 17,000 just with 100. Now, keep in mind, when we move on to the next one, I'm using 8 picks, at each one at minus 110. So no underdogs, and also no low odds. So this is what you typically see on parlays, are people that bunch together a lot of low odds because they want to win. And they think that if you put a bunch of bets together, low odds, that they're going to win. And they think they're going to win big. So look, I had to put together 15 teams at between probably an average of about 1.2 odds. So at an average of about minus 500 odds, roughly. I had to put 15 teams together just to get a payout of 2K versus down here, 8 teams at 100 and I already get 17. Yeah, you might be saying, yeah, but these are lower odds and they're probably all going to hit because it's minus 500. You can do your own research. It's not always true, and it really depends on the sport, especially sports like basketball. They have a lot of variance. So that's not true. Just because it says 1.29 doesn't mean that one's going to, it's not definitely not a sure thing, especially in the NBA. There are plenty of upsets, plenty of crazy stuff happens. And you can see on these overs, I just bought a whole bunch of points to get it down to minus 500. And it's still at 197. So you've seen plenty of low-scoring NBA games lately that have not hit 197. It is really low for an NBA game, but it does happen. So these are not automatic wins. And anyway, I'm not getting paid nearly the amount that I would get paid if I just bet minus 110 odds. But anyway, let's move on forward. So, okay, so I got a bunch of these, I think, that are pretty much, someone would probably say, hey, these are pretty much sure to hit. Okay, fine. Let's go see what's going on and see if it's really worth it for us. Okay, on our first bet, we've got Boston Celtics money line at minus 340. Risk 100 to win $29. So we've won $29 with our 100. Not a whole lot, but let's just say we won that. Okay, so now we've got 129.41 cents. We're going to risk that on the whiz at minus 310. Wow, we're even going up on our odds here. And we're going to win a massive $41. And we're going to add 9 and the 41 together. And now we've got 171.16. And we're going to risk that on our value bet of minus 700. Of course, I'm joking, but just an example. You see this kind of stuff in parlays all the time. And the risking 171 to win 24. So how would you feel when this bet right here, 100, is the one out of all 15 that wrecked your parlay? That bet of, let's just say, for example, that one bet of minus 700 was the one that wrecked your parlay. Sure, it shouldn't. I mean, you could say it doesn't matter. It could be one that was plus 500 odds. It wrecked my parlay. I lost either way. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, was the risk reward really worth it in that case if this is going to be the one that makes you lose? And are any of these, including these, sure, you can also analyze these too, but let's just say in general, without handicapping them, are these bets over here, are these really worth taking as single bets? If they're not worth taking as single bets, I say, no, fuck that. I'm not taking that as a single bet. No, I would never risk 129 to win 41. And hell no, I wouldn't risk 170 to win 24. Forget it. Do that placing single bets, then why am I going to do it in a parlay? Just don't do it. If you're not going to bet these as single, if you wouldn't do that, there's no reason to throw it in a parlay. This is just my opinion. People are going to have other opinions. Post them below. That's fine. It's an opinion. You're not wrong. But in my opinion, to bet these as singles, then don't put it in your parlay. Same goes for here. If you're not willing to bet these games as singles, then don't put them in a parlay. Or just don't bet parlays at all. This pretty much sums it up. I just wanted people to see what a parlay does. And I wanted to point out, if you're not willing to place a single bet, then why are you putting it in a parlay? It's not giving it any extra value just because it's in a parlay. Not at all. You're doing the same thing in the capital you started with and just using that to bet on the next one. You're not doing anything. You could do that by hand. If you're not willing to bet 100 to win 129, then taking all that 129 and risking that to win 41. If you're not willing to do that, then don't make the parlay. If you're willing to do that, then fine. But I think that's a good to see if it makes any sense at all to even think about making a parlay. Okay, that's it. This is Theo Goodman from dgenbet.com. Check me out in the links below, dgenbet.com, telegram.me/sportsbet. Hit me up on Twitter, TheoG__ or dgenbet1. Thanks a lot. Subscribe and comment below.